Welcome back. My name is David. This is Take My Veganity. So thanks for checking out my channel. As I promised in the last episode for you guys, which was my delicious detox juice recipe that I adapted from Jason Vale, I promised in this episode I would make you guys a full-blown meal. So this is something I'm anxious to share with you. It's actually eggplant Parmesan, and it is baked, not fried. So it is a healthy version for you to consider, especially if you're trying to introduce someone or yourself into a vegetarian or vegan diet. So I'll give you a couple of options that you could change up depending on how healthy you want to get with it and what you're willing to add and not add to it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is eggplant Parmesan. Shot? You want to be in the shot? Say hi. Hey everyone, this is Millie. I had her outside, but she was barking at the neighbors, so I went ahead and brought her in. But before we get started in actual cooking, I did want to share with you about my particular channel, and what I want to accomplish is sharing recipes and things that are easy enough to make, that don't require a ton of prep work, things that you can save in the fridge for a few days or even freeze for later use. And to me, that's really one of the keys of, being a vegan or a vegetarian and surviving those kind of times where you don't feel like cooking. So when you're making your own meal and then on top of that, you're turning it into a component for a recipe, you could end up taking hours just to make one dish. So I feel like that's the challenge with a lot of people that stray from the vegan or the vegetarian lifestyle, is just they feel it's too hard because they are buying a recipe book that has great foods in it, and you see these recipes that look amazing, but when you sit down and you go and buy all the ingredients and you come back home and you look at it and you make the meal and it lasts for a day or two, and then you're stuck with what's next. So I will go ahead and be giving you a lot of recipes for things that I make that I feel are reasonable in terms of staying healthful, staying on track with the vegan lifestyle or vegetarian, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So before we go over to the kitchen and get started, I wanted to give you all of the ingredients that you're gonna need for this particular meal, and the variations, I'll go over that as we're cooking also. So let's go ahead and begin. All right, so here we are. We got our eggplant. It is, obviously you want to wash your eggplant, and then we're going to chop it. First thing you're going to do is peel it. I wouldn't tell your kids that you're making eggplant, by the way. That's two things. It's like eggs and plants. That can't be good. I don't think they're going to be too receptive of that. So what you're going to do next is go ahead and get your slices, and I like to set them on a kind of just lining. This just happens to be a flour sack towel, but you can use paper towels or whatever. And what we're going to do, look at that, fits perfect. What we're going to do is sprinkle it with salt, and then that way it's going to draw out the moisture from your eggplant. So sprinkle with salt. I'm gonna do both sides. I use cheap ass sea salt for this because there's no point in using like good salt, Himalayan pink salt or something for drawing out moisture. Same thing when people are salting their water to boil. Just get a $2, $1, whatever bottle of sea salt. Well, we got these salted. We're gonna let them sit for 30 minutes to draw out all that moisture. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. While that is going to work, let's go ahead and make our batter. So we're gonna need 1 cup of unsweetened milk substitute. I like almond milk. It's nice and thick, especially for a batter. You can use rice milk, soy milk, flax milk, whatever. Just make sure it's not sweetened or flavored. All right, so 1 cup of that. and then 3/4 of a cup flour. I always make a mess when I use flour. Teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. My guess is that gives it kind of a buttermilk effect. I believe that's the vegan version of buttermilk. Then I got my spices here. I am using oregano, parsley, and basil. So I like the flavor of all that. And I guess we're gonna do a little bit of pepper. Good enough. Whisk this all together. So again, not a lot of work in terms of prepping, not a lot of ingredients in terms of cooking. I mean, one vegetable. Doesn't get any easier than that. I don't know if you can see the thickness of this batter. It's really nice for breading. All right, so we're gonna let those drain. I'm actually gonna preheat my oven to 450 degrees now, because it's gonna take a while to get hot, and I'll be right back. 30 minutes have gone by or whatever, we got these drained. You'll notice on both the tops and bottoms, all the moisture that's been drawn out. What I like to do is go ahead and give them a quick rinse to get the salt off. And then we're gonna dry them, we're gonna pat them dry. And I know you're thinking like you just put salt on them to get the moisture out, why are you rinsing them off with water? Just trust me. I'm just gonna squeeze them to dry them off. All right, now the messy part. Take your jewelry out for this one. So we are going to dip in the batter, coat each side, dip in the breadcrumbs, transfer to the baking sheet. All right, great. So we got everything breaded, all of our eggplant here breaded. We're gonna go ahead and toss it into the oven. So it's gonna be for 8 or 9 minutes on each side. So you're gonna wanna flip it, but you wanna keep an eye on them, make sure they don't burn. Obviously you're looking for that golden brown toasted color. So. All right, there we go. Obviously you can see the breadcrumbs that are burnt, but the actual rest of it should be pretty good. Yeah, it's perfect. A little burnt, pieces just come right off. All right, there you have it. Eggplant Parmesan, easy, simple, delicious. Definitely try it out. Some of the variations you can do with this particular dish, instead of pasta, if you wanted to just go ahead and put it on top of a bed of spinach, that's an easy way to make it a little more healthy, get your greens. So that's one tasty way. As you saw in my picture in the video here, I did not include any cheese. I actually have some I'm not sure how it's pronounced, mozzarella cheese, but I decided since it's mostly oil, I would just go ahead and keep it out of this dish for me myself. This particular salad that I had on the side included a dressing that was from Dr. John McDougall. So it's one of the recipes he had in his book, The Starch Solution, and it is oil-free. So that's why I recommend a dressing like that. You can buy vegan versions of ranch and a few other flavors of dressings, but again, it's full of oil. So try it out. Let me know what you guys think. As always, thank you for checking out Take My Veganity. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be awesome. That way I can go ahead and keep making these videos and get the information out there, get some more recipes. If you have ideas, something you want to see, definitely comment down below. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. And I look forward to the next one in the future. Have a good one. That's why I'm a fat vegan. No, get down.